All right. That is the exact reason why I will not go to see this film. I don't need my heart pumping out of my chest. I like my heart right where it is, nice and calm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get out of the way and I am going to let the gentleman, Mr. Panther, sir, get his review on while I wait in the green room.
All right, so appreciate that, Jay. So for this movie, Quiet Place, it's basically a prequel to what's happening. And instead of us going to some rural country off the grid area, like the first two movies, this movie right here takes us to New York. It takes us to a city, and we get to experience kind of how this starts. So it's interesting because we already kind of know the meta universe that this is in. We understand that making sounds, how that triggers things. We understand the hiding under things like maybe water or fire in the background allows for dialogue and conversations. Now, the thing about this movie, my first impressions, I was excited, still excited, can't wait for the third one that's coming out later on. But for this one here, the expectations that I had was just I wanted a good time. I wanted to kind of get a more understanding of the monsters or the those so-called co-characters that kind of hide in the background for the other ones. Now, the highs and lows for this movie. The lows for this movie, I would say, and it's just a little low, it would be the pacing of the movie. This movie, unlike the other two where the dialogue is quiet, you got to remember that first movie doesn't really say any words. It's sign language. It's the fact of they showed the monster for just a little bit and that's it. And there were very impactful moments that they were telling a story. In this one, the action was there. It was more so action that you had, but because it was longer, because they really want to tell a deeper story with the two main characters. Now, the two main characters, there's a plus. They did a great job. There's a lot of emotions in there where it's triggering, not just for the emotion they're giving you, but also the location. And I don't know if it was done intentionally or if it's just where we're at as society. In this city that could be deemed as New York, you're seeing ash all over the place, and it's kind of triggering. It's basically what would look like a 9/11-ish type of ground zero situation. And with the scenes and everything that was going on, it was pretty impactful. Now, the negatives, I would go ahead and go back to more negatives. Unfortunately, they kind of forget the universe in which they place themselves in. One of the main characters of this is a cat, and this cat doesn't react. And I'm not going to spoil anything. This cat just doesn't act realistic enough for the scenario and the situation they're in. Even some of the environments they're in the theater, you're completely quiet. Why? Because the first two movies set such a tone that you yourself in the seat did not want to, blow the cover of the actors on screen. Here it was just you kind of lost that, and they were just really trying to focus in the emotion of these individuals that were kind of going through it. I thought the sound was great. I thought the music was great. I just thought there were moments once again where the action was forced into it, and it was like kind of two things that you were getting. Other than that, I mean, it could start a conversation as how you would like this movie to end. I mean, it could go one way or the other, but overall, I would say that's my plus. That's my negative. So now I've given you the highs and lows. Let's go with my rating. Now, for this movie, I would 100% say, and the box office are saying it for the first weekend, I would say this is a good watch. This is something you should watch and go ahead and take a look at it and see if it's your thing. It's not scary. There's no blood and guts out of it. There are some scenes that are going to make you jump and kind of like, wonder what's around the corner. But overall, I would say it's a good watch.
Awesome. All right. All right. All right. My question to you is, as a person that's a scaredy cat, would you recommend this to scaredy cats around the world? Or is this something that's really going to mess with your brain if you watch it?
I mean, it's no different than if you're able to watch something like Stranger Things, Goonies. I wouldn't say so much as Goonies, Jaws. If you can watch something like Jaws, um, without LL Cool J being ripped apart by a shark or anything like that, but it has that thriller element. It's not the same as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's no gore. It's not Saw. It's not a psychological thing. It's not it. They're not trying to make you not be able to go to sleep at night. They're just trying to hone in some scary scenes that kind of make you wonder. Like if you could do Final Destination. Final Destination is another movie where it was the scenes that made you like, oh my gosh, something's happening. It's that build up and that
Mhm.
anticipation. So if you could do movies like that, then you can watch this. In my belief, yeah.
Okay, cool. I've seen Final Destination, loved it. I couldn't like it's though as they started like ratcheting it up, I kind of like was like, all right, bro, I can't. But like the first one was really, really, really good. You know what I'm saying? And it was scary. It was scary as hell. Let's see what else. I've
there
never.
there's elements of fear, but another show, if you watch it, is like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, if you've never seen it, you're thinking gore and zombies and blood and guts and horror and jump scares, and it isn't. Yes, there's some gore for some of the kills and the look of the zombies,
Mhm.
but for the most part, they're not like leeching it, like not leeching, but they're not jumping at you, launching at you, and saying, "Hey, I'm trying to scare you." There's some moments like that, but that's not the main focus of the
Right.
show.
Yeah, that's not the core of the show. No, no, shout out to them. I can't do Walking Dead, but shout out to that. I definitely like, but that's because of my zombie thing. I can't do zombies. So like, you know what I mean? So anyway.